see.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have a fuzz in my eye. Perfect timing, huh? Anyhow, so today I have done a full coverage foundation routine. Be aware it's very unique to how I do things. You guys asked what my routine is, so make sure that you don't compare it to other videos that you have seen in the past. I have my weird ways of, doing my makeup. So if you guys want to learn how to get this look, just keep on watching. So before I got started, I already moisturized my skin with my Philosophy moisturizer. It looks like this. I got it from Sephora. Oops. Usually for my foundation color, I pick something that's a little bit on the lighter side, just because I do a lot of bronzing and contouring, so it darkens up anyways. So don't be alarmed when you see the color go on my face. It's just the way I do it. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it, but I just like to start off with something that's lighter so that it's easier to darken up later. Today I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. Looks like this. This is not my usual foundation. I actually use this more as a concealer, but today I cannot find my Born This Way foundation, which looks like this, but this one's out, so I can't use it. Have to go fill up tomorrow, but I'm gonna just be using this one for today. Still really good, but. So I'm just gonna be putting this on the back of my hand. Oops, that's a lot. I'm just going to be laying that out throughout my face. I'm definitely going to be looking like a ghost after, so. Okay, and I have a really weird way of doing my foundation. I actually don't put foundation every single place on my face. I outline where I would want the lightest areas to be. So I just put it there. I'm just grabbing a dense brush like this. This one's from Real Techniques. Looks like this. And I'm just going to be working that into my skin. Yeah, so I placed it anywhere that I want it to be highlighted. And the excess will obviously appear on the areas that you didn't put your foundation on. But I just feel like, why put loads and loads of foundation when you don't need it? And some places I'm just going to be patting that in because I want more coverage. So the reason why I do really like this foundation particularly is because I have really oily skin, and this totally keeps it matte. And also it covers your pores, so it doesn't show all the little specks on your face. It makes your skin look really flawless after. And then whatever is excess, I go over those areas that we didn't put foundation on. Every time that I put foundation on like this, I freak out and quickly go for a facial, or I give myself a facial right after because I'm so paranoid thinking I'm going to break out. I get really afraid of heavy makeup. I mean on my skin, not necessarily on my eyes, because you don't break out on your eyes. Okay, and then I took whatever was excess above onto my forehead. Weird thing I do not put any foundation on my forehead. Somehow it's flawless, and I just don't feel like putting makeup on when I don't need to. For my concealer, I'm going in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. Looks like this. It's at every MAC, so it's not going to be difficult to find. And I am just putting a pump and a half, and then I'm going to mix a tiny bit of this with the concealer. This just shears it out a little bit more. And I'm just placing that on the places that I need highlighting. So I just map it out first and then I blend it out. This looks crazy right now. So I'm just taking a beauty blender and I just made it a little bit wet so that it's not completely dry, because if it is completely dry, it's going to soak up all of your product. So we don't want that. And I'm just lightly bouncing that all over my skin. And then whatever is left, I'm just going to be pouncing that on my forehead, just in this middle area. Next, I'm going to be setting my face, which is a crucial part in doing your makeup. My absolute all-time favorite setting powder is the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. It's something that I definitely swear by. Anybody who asks, I've recommended it, they've fallen in love with it. It just really, really makes your skin look so silky and smooth and not cakey like some of the other ones do. I just put some in the lid over here, and then I pounce my beauty blender while it's a little damp, and I grab this much and I just start placing that on all the places that I highlighted. This is a semi-baking method, not fully, because I take it off way too quickly. So usually baking, you let it sit on there. And then just a little bit around the mouth area. And I'm just going to be taking a clean brush and just quickly taking that off, because I don't want my skin to get too dry and crusty. Take that same clean brush and just lightly dust that off. Whatever is left on my brush, I'm just going to take up and just bounce over my forehead. Okay. Now it's time to do a little bit of contouring. I am going in with my Morphe palette in 35K, and I'm grabbing this shade over here, which is kind of like a cooler brown, and I'm mixing it with this shade over here. I know this is a crazy shade, but I grabbed such a light amount that it just barely gives a small tint. Like, I just pat it very lightly and then I dust it off, and I just map that out right under my cheekbone. So if you feel it, you'll feel something hard. And that's exactly where you put it. You just put it under that a little bit lightly, and you just bring it till the end of your eyebrow. Not any further, okay? Because then you're gonna look weird. And it's gonna look harsh right now, but right after, we're gonna start blending it. And then we are grabbing that clean brush, and I'm just gonna squeeze the ends together and just lightly blend that forward. A little bit higher than the line and a little bit lower than the line. So we just want to keep the product in the same area, because if we go too high or too low, then we just ruin the whole contour. And then if you need to add a little bit more, you just lightly go back and forth to add or take away if you need to. Okay, I am happy with this contour on my cheeks. Now, for my nose, I am grabbing this Morphe M164 brush. It is my absolute favorite contouring brush. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's perfect because it is so precise that you can really map out where you want your contour to be. So I'm going in with the same two shades that I mixed together. And at the beginning, this is going to look really harsh, but I promise you we're going to be blending that out. Starting off right under my eyebrow, and I'm just going to pull that downwards. And we need to keep the line as close to the center as possible, but still you need a pathway that you're going to make lighter on the end. So just if you watch what I'm doing, you'll understand what I mean. And I just take this to the bottom. So the next line that I'm bringing down, you see, the thinner you want your midsection to be, depending on what your nose shape is, maybe it's already thin, you don't want to do this, or if it isn't and it's a little bit wider, then you just put it closer together. So I just kind of work that into the eyebrow. And I just put a little bit of shadow on top, and then I just take it down under where my nostrils are. And I take a little bit down. I know this is so weird. I kind of have a method that's not really like anybody else's. So it's maybe a little odd to you guys. But anyways, I'm grabbing that same brush that we used for my foundation. I'm pinching that together. And lightly, we're just going to work that in the same area that we put the darker shades. Not too hard because you don't want to take all of it away, but just enough so that it just blends. And make sure you don't take the darkness too low. You kind of bring it up. The really important thing about doing the blending is that you want to make sure you blend it so that there's no harsh lines, but you also don't want to be moving where you put the lines, because that's the whole importance of contouring, is that you want the lines to stay where they are. So just don't start, you know, swirling it and being aggressive. Make sure you're working in the same area that you put where the lines are. And anything needs tweaking, you just go back and darken it up or whatever. I just like to put a tiny bit above my lip as well. That was not a tiny bit. Now I look weird. And then we are also going to contour the lips today as well. I'm taking this brush, which is the dollar store one that I talked to you guys about last time. So it doesn't really have a name or anything like that. Again, going in with those two shades that we talked about, mixing them together, and we are going to give ourselves a fake lip job. What I pretty much do is just line my lips with this shade. I mean, nothing too crazy. Kind of just go like that back and forth, and I just bring it out a little bit, just a tiny. And to be honest, I don't do it to my upper lip, but you totally can. I've just never done it. Maybe I'll do it for you guys today. It's so funny because every single time while I watch my videos back, I'm like, don't talk when you're lining your lips or doing something with lips. I do it again. It's so annoying, and it's not a very flattering look. Okay, so we just faded that out. Okay, I'm not gonna talk. Wow. Anyways, so I am going to now grab a little bit of bronzer. I am grabbing the SUNSTAR in number 4. Every time I apologize for it looking gross, but anyhow, I am just working that above the contour, just really lightly working that in there, just where the sun would hit. And we just need some on the forehead. Just patting that in exactly where the sun hits. You want to cover those areas. Oh my god, this looks orange on me. If you put too much, make sure you blend it out or take it away, or, you know, do something that's going to make it look more natural. Next, we are going in with highlight. I'm using the DIORSKIN Luminizer. I picked this up at Sephora, and it's absolutely my favorite highlighter. And I'm just grabbing this round brush. I'm picking up that highlight, and I'm just going to be, okay, so we don't want to come anywhere near the nose because usually that's the area that you get really oily in. So we just want to put the shimmer where we're pretending that we're, you know, hydrated. And do you see how beautiful that shine is? I'm picking up a little bit more and just planting that above my lips, and we are putting a little bit on my chin because it gives it a really nice glow when we do that. And recently I've just been putting a little bit on my forehead because it also just gives it a really nice healthy glow. Somehow when you put it on your forehead properly, it looks like you're really just glowing from within. So it's a really, really beautiful look. And for my nose, I'm just picking up some with my ring finger, and we are just running that on the bridge of my nose. And we are putting a tiny dot on the tip just to make it look cute and little. Now it's time for blush. We are going in with my NYX blush in Pink Fetish. I'm grabbing that same brush we've been using, and I am just going to very lightly place that on the places that I'm pretending to flush in. Flush in. That doesn't make any sense. Wow, I'm really lost for words. What do you say? I'm pretending to flush. Okay, well, I don't know. You guys get the point. I'm flushing? That sounds so wrong. I'm getting flush. Okay, I need to drop it. And just very lightly working that into the areas that need be. Wow, today I just can't talk. If you feel like certain areas look a little aggressive, you just take that brush that we use for the foundation and kind of just go back and forth lightly without moving too much product, and just lightly diffusing that so that it looks more natural. Yeah, there you go. Time for lips, because it's not a full contoured lip if we don't have our lip line. I'm grabbing my NYX liner, and this one is in Truffle, I believe. Yes, Nude Truffle. And it's a very light beigey color. So I'm just going to start with that. Oh my God, I just don't listen. Don't talk when you're lining your lips. Now I'm going in with my lip liner by Rimmel London, and this one, I will put the number down, but it looks like this. It's super tiny, so I don't even know if they have this shade anymore or if they make this line, but I love it. I'm really, really upset I didn't get more. If they don't have it, I'm just gonna be pissed. So we're just gonna outline our lips. And we don't want to go too much lower than our own natural line, because then it's going to really look silly and you don't want to look like you're overdoing it. I would recommend not going too heavy, especially if you are going on a date, because you know, when you start to get a little personal, then the lipstick comes off. So it's not gonna look pretty if you're gonna all of a sudden have like the smallest lips, and half an hour ago you just had these like duck lips that are very plump, and you know, not a good look. Yeah, I really like this color. Oh my God, I'm in love with the lip pencil. And then to finish off, I am grabbing my Lolita in number 2, and I'm just packing that on in the center. What a beautiful color. If you want everything to stay in place all day, every day, you spray some Fix Plus by MAC. Take it all in. And my dearies, I believe this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time.